Shark Week 2016, the review. Hey, what's up everybody? Dr. Jaws here, and I am damn pleased. Man, I was pretty surprised. I was pleasantly surprised that it actually turned out to be okay. We had a lot of fun with the live tweets in particular. We did get to talk to a scientist, and I won't say his name because that's unprofessional. But anyway, it was great. It was great. Science was pretty well respected for the most part, and it wasn't perfect, but you know, you got to see some great tech. You got to see some great projects. And you got to see some genuine passion. A lot of the documentaries covered great subjects. Bikini Atoll with nuclear sharks, the shark net, the electromagnetic shark net, and this was probably my favorite subject: great whites in Cape Cod. Wow, it was such a treat because it's so weird. You never see that. And that was probably like a highlight of this year, was that it was just a lot of fun, unfamiliar places, ideas, and footage. You know, and don't get me wrong, I mean, the first 3 nights, it was all about Guadalupe and Bahamas. But then as the week progressed, you know, we got to go to Bikini Atoll, we got to go to Costa Rica, you know, we got to go to South Africa, you know, typical hotspot. But then you get to go to Cape Cod, which that's not, I know Jaws is basically set in Cape Cod and filmed in Martha's Vineyard, but, you know, for nature documentaries, you don't see too much Cape Cod footage. So I think overall, there really wasn't a bad or perfect documentary. I think for the most part, it was just strong and weak. Strong documentaries are the most, you know, ones that were solid in the science, like Tiger Beach, you know, where they had the ultrasound with the tiger shark pups. Oh my god, I freaked out. I thought it was the most beautiful thing. Jaws of the Deep, Greg Como and Guadalupe, you know, they introduced Guadalupe really well, and, you know, they had a lot of, it's a lot of fun to see, like, Greg jumping up and down, just freaking, he flips out when he sees the sharks. And that's just genuine passion. You can't make that up. Conversely, you know, there are a couple documentaries where it was really put on. Nuclear sharks with the husband-wife couple. I mean, it was an awesome subject, but the way they explained it really was kind of hard to watch because they were, you know, it was kind of put on. It just felt really kind of weird. You can really tell when people are forcing it. So people are forcing narratives, you know, the camera's in the right place to capture the right moment, but it's all staged, you know, and you have to do that in order to create a narrative. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm kind of getting into too much detail. For all these details, check the Dr. Jaws Facebook page, because I reviewed every single show. If there was any facts that were missing or misrepresented, oh man, I definitely kind of screamed about that. But anyway, let's honor the worst possible documentary this year with the Quint Award. Shark Sanity. Okay, and before you jump on me with this whole idea that, hey, that's a review show, that's not an actual show, let me make 2 points. Point number 1, there really wasn't a terrible documentary this year. Like, there's a lot that I didn't really dig, but, you know, they kind of made up for themselves by, you know, some solid science and some respect and some restraint. You know, there really wasn't a terrible show. There's a lot of terrible moments, but there really was not a terrible show. Until we got to Shark Sanity. Point number 2, Shark Sanity, for God knows why, was the only documentary that really went full hype. I don't even know why, because for most of the year it was pretty okay. You know, like, it started to get into weird territory with Return of Monster Mako, and then Wrath of Great White Serial Killer, and then Isle of Jaws. You know, that's where it started to get kind of annoying. But damn, Shark Sandy was the worst. So my biggest problems were the narrative and the narrator. Both just ridiculous. The narrator, I could not imagine a worse choice. It's just that classic dumb TV narrative. Like, you know, you have to have buoys of iron in order to get into a great white's cage. It's nasally, it's brainless, and it's just out of place. Because, again, most of the week, it went pretty alright. This was the only documentary, the only special, where it really played on the whole, like, sharks are scary, sharks are dangerous, sharks are mean. You know, it really went that route. Stupid, complete waste. So I don't get it. I don't know why Shark Sandy went that way. And I was really looking forward to a fun rehash of everything, but oh god, oh no, it was just kind of terrible. So after that stupidness, let's talk about the best. Here is The Red Tooth for Best Documentary. Air Jaws Night Stalker. Now this is kind of funny because there was another documentary that I ranked as highly. It was Blue Serengeti. And if anyone knows me or the Dr. Jaws style or my opinion on Shark Week, you would probably think I would pick Blue Serengeti. But no, Blue Serengeti was the classic true to form documentary. It was a return to the 90s and the 80s. It's everything I could want, kind of. It was beautiful and it was classy and it was a wonderful representation of our conservation values, what we need to focus on, and yet it kind of felt like it was going in circles. And the narrator, and no offense to her, but it sounded a little like bored. It felt a little bit pretentious. Whereas Air Jaws Night Stalker was much more relaxed. A team of familiar guys have done the Air Jaws stuff before, and it's just a very relaxed vibe. And you have fantastic professional narration that kind of captures the drama of the moment pretty well. But my favorite part and the strongest part of this whole thing is such an eerie, unfamiliar aesthetic. It's a great white shark leaping out of the water in front of a South African skyline at night, under a full moon, and that's beautiful. And there was the high resolution night cameras to capture that moment. You had sharks coming out of the darkness, and you had a healthy amount of like tension and respect and gravity, and you had a pretty top-notch score too. Top-notch music to kind of accompany that. And the attitude of the team, it really wasn't one of pretentiousness, or wasn't one of like, oh, I'm working with sharks, I am greater than. It was like just kind of a couple guys having fun, doing some science, and capturing some moments. It was just a wonderful trip into this environment, this incredible aesthetic. That's most important. Most importantly, it's just not familiar to us. It's new, it's innovative, it's strange, it's really eerie, and I loved it. Like, there was a lot of excitement in it, and Blue Serengeti was wonderful, but it didn't really have the excitement. It just kind of, probably the perfect 5-star documentary would be a fusion of Air Jaws and Blue Serengeti. So you have the excitement of Air Jaws and the hype of Air Jaws and like the aesthetic and the gravity and intention of Air Jaws with the class of Blue Serengeti and the conservation message of Blue Serengeti. They're both equally wonderful documentaries, but Air Jaws edges out. So, how did Shark Week 2016 do overall? We're going to give it a letter grade, and I hate the pluses and minuses. I just want to do it like A, B, C, D, F, like classes. What class of week was Shark Week 2016? After careful calculation of the scores, Shark Week 2016, grade C. And that's not bad. I said that kind of blah. Don't look at that negatively. C means okay, or C means fine. C means fair. And yeah. So I personally had a lot of fun with it. And in terms of things that helped this week were a better footing in science. There was a much better footing in science. There's a lot of great research tech. There's a lot of beautiful footage. It was a lot of fun. But the things that really kind of hurt it and were kind of taken away from it, it's just that narrative. It's just that, trying to take moments and make more, like trying to kind of hype them up. Or kind of trying to show something that's not there. Probably the best moment I can think of is it's like the Oceanic Whitetip one, where they had this like raft thing and they put it out in the open ocean, so to speak, and they said, oh hey, this will attract whitetip sharks and this will show something scientific. But there's a cameraman in the water, so you're using the raft as a way to attract whitetips, but you also got a cameraman in the water and you're not counting him as an attractant. That's really not correct. So it's moments like that really kind of drag the week down. And there was a couple documentaries, Nuclear Sharks being one of them, The Deadliest Shark being one of them, that I would have ranked higher if it wasn't for these dumb moments. And on the note of dumb moments, I don't know why this was happening, but in a couple different shows, they mixed up a bull shark with a lemon shark. In Deadliest Sharks, they were talking about the great white, the tiger shark, and the bull shark as the deadliest sharks before they talked about the Oceanic Whitetip. And they show a clip of a great white. They show a clip of a tiger. But then you get to the bull, and it's a lemon shark. What the hell? They're very different species. Jungle Shark, documentary on bull sharks. When they got to the graphic of how a bull shark osmoregulates, they used a lemon shark's physique. It's a CGI lemon shark. I don't know why the hell this was happening, and it's just such a stupid mistake. I hate it. So it's like stuff like that. But let's talk about, he's probably the best poster child of the week this year. Craig O'Connell. His ideas were brilliant. His passion was genuine. It was a delight to watch him on the screen and see these amazing experiments. He did the magnetic shark fence. You know, like that's brilliant. Like a shark fence that doesn't trap sharks, that doesn't net them or dolphins or anything else, but uses electromagnetic fields, magnets, to just repel them and mess with the shark's ampullae, lower, and scenic. That is brilliant. And the documentary that featured it just kind of didn't do it justice, and it just kind of dragged on Craig. There was actually what was it? It was the Sharks Among Us. At the end of Sharks Among Us, Craig was doing the whole experiment with great whites with his shark net, and he was starting to freak out a little bit. And I don't blame him, because he has no physical visible protection against the shark. He's using the magnets. That's a scary experience to do a shark dive with a great white. And what happened was the narrative started to pin it on him, being like Craig has to get his nerve in order to, prove his experiment. His reputation's on the line, which is dumb. I don't get why you're shaming him. He's made this an amazing experiment, and you're starting to shame him for drama. It's shame him for hype and production value and blah blah blah, to keep the audience engaged. And it's just really annoying. It's really stupid, and it drags. Same with Jungle Shark. Jungle Shark was a lot of fun to watch, but it's just, and Craig's experiments were really cool, but like, that final experiment they were releasing the crocodile pheromones, I mean, I don't know if that really, it doesn't do it for me. I'm not really sure if that was a genuine moment or if that was slick editing where you just show bull sharks, not in the area and then say, oh my god, they're totally avoiding the area. Yeah, it was just... Craig himself, Craig the man, Craig the scientist, was a lot of fun to watch, and I wish the documentaries, the production team, catered to the experiment better. I wish they kind of avoided getting into the whole, like, this is a highly dangerous situation, and these are highly dangerous sharks, and he has to not lose his nerve, blah blah blah. Like, I know that narrative kind of drives the blood up, and I guess that drives ratings up or something, and that's important financially in order to do Shark Week, but damn, does it drag. It really drags the documentary. And that was kind of happening for everything. Like it was a solid year, and it could have been better, but I think what's happening is we're still kind of stuck in the hype mindset, and we just kind of, we're moving away from it, which is good. Shark Week definitely made a positive change. But I think it's just there's more we need to do to get out of there. And I recommend, just take some notes from Blue Serengeti and take some notes from Air Jaws. Those are great examples of, like, Air Jaws drives the blood up, but in a very respectful, fun, casual, good science way. And Blue Serengeti, great conservation message, great professionalism, pure class, and an excellent return to form in terms of the nature documentary. It just needs more excitement. So take notes from those two. Do not do Shark Sanity, and just stop doing hype. It's really killing you. But overall, I really had a fun time. Shark Week 2016, I give you a C with a lot of positivity. So I had a lot of fun with it, and I had a lot of great moments. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, tune in to our Dr. Jaws podcast, Sharks and Coffee, on YouTube, as well as our Dr. Jaws Twitter and Facebook pages. And we have a new website, www.drjaws.net or www.drjaws.org. Either one works. Come by to see our ecoregion lists and fun reviews and other cool new projects that we are getting into. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you soon. This is Dr. Jaws signing off on Shark Week 2016.